Welcome back to Originality Check, a series where we take a look at the past and present coasters of a park and judge them based upon originality. To determine the originality of a coaster, there are 3 points to check off, all pretty straightforward. I'll also give bonus points to coasters that hold some sort of significance to the amusement industry, or were the first of its kind or the first to achieve a major milestone. For this episode, we are going to take a look at the coasters of Silver Dollar City in Branson, Missouri. Silver Dollar City has had 9 coasters in its history since it opened in 1960. With 9 coasters, Silver Dollar City can score up to 27 points for originality. Now before we outlaw run into the originality of Silver Dollar City, be sure to powder keg that like button. Also send a wildfire of new subs to the channel. Helps me out greatly against the YouTube algorithm. Oh, hey, it's been a while. How you been?
I have been well, thank you for asking. But I do want to know, why has it been so long since you've let me be in one of your videos?
Well, honestly, I just haven't felt like putting in all the extra effort it takes to put in all these fifth wall breaks and deepening the lore between us.
Oh, I see how it is. I'm not important to you.
I mean, you're a completely fictional character that I made up just to represent the struggle of being a content creator on this platform, so your existence is kinda at my control.
Oh, really? In that case, I oughta...
Anyways, on to the judging. Fire in the Hole. This built in-house coaster opened in 1972 and operated until 2023. This was more of a dark ride rather than a coaster, but it did have all the requirements to be considered a roller coaster. Since this was a coaster that was built in-house by the park, I'm going to give it a bonus point right off the bat. And it was also original across the board. 4 points for Fire in the Hole. Runaway or Cart. This was a Malona & Sons kiddie coaster. It's not known what year exactly this coaster opened at the park, but it was removed after the 2004 season. This did originally open at the park, however it was a cloned model, but the name will give it another point. 2 points for Runaway or Cart. Thunderation. This era mine train opened at the park in 1993. To this day, this is my favorite era mine train coaster. I love how the ride just gets right to work once you leave the station, having its lift hill towards the end of the ride. And unlike Adventure Express at Kings Island, the ride has a strong finale after that lift hill, before you go into the final breaks. Between an out-of-control layout and its setting in the woods, no other era mine train outmatches this one in my opinion. Thunderation is also original across the board. 3 points for Thunderation. Powder Keg. This is an interesting one. This originally opened as Buzzsaw Falls in 1999 as a Premier Rides water coaster and operated until 2003. S&S would then convert this into a launching coaster, using a small portion of the original track, and one of the original trains is used as theming in the queue. Powder Keg is one of only 2 S&S air-powered launches in the country, the other being Max Force at Six Flags Great America. Powder Keg is also original across the board. Since the situation for this coaster is rather unique, I'm going to give Powder Keg a half bonus point for being a one-of-a-kind coaster. I don't feel it should get a full bonus point, but I feel like it should get something extra for its unique history and ride experience. 3.5 points for Powder Keg. Wildfire. This B&M looping coaster opened in 2001 as the first major thrill coaster for Silver Dollar City. Wildfire also has the most signs leading to it for any coaster that I've ever seen. I'm not a big fan of B&M looping coasters. Most of them I just find to be boring, and this one sorta isn't much of an exception. For what it is, it's fine. It runs smooth, it pulls decent forces, has a nice setting. I know many people rave about the first drop in the back row being a great airtime moment. I don't know what they're seeing here. It's just a typical straight drop, which isn't anything special to me. While it's not entirely my cup of tea, I appreciate Wildfire for what it is. Wildfire is also original across the board. 3 points for Wildfire. Grand Exposition Coaster. This Zamperla family coaster was the replacement for a Runaway or Cart, opening in 2006. Nothing too special about this coaster. It just offers something for young riders and families. This did originally open at the park, it is a cloned model, but the name is original. 2 points for Grand Exposition Coaster. Outlaw Run. This RMC Topper Track coaster opened in 2013. In my opinion, this blows Lightning Rod out of the water. That's probably going to upset a lot of people, but that's just the truth. I feel like Outlaw Run is much more out of control and more intense. Also having some inversions adds to it too. I cannot deny that it is a little rough. I rode this back in 2021 and I noticed quite a few bad potholes throughout the ride, and I've heard that it's only gotten worse since then. Definitely ride on a non-wheel seat if you're more sensitive to roughness on coasters. I loved the setting on this coaster, being in the woods, but Hershin being Hershin, they certainly didn't do any favors for this ride recently. When this ride had trees, I can imagine this was one of the best night rides in the country. Thanks Hershin, I love you, but could you just points. Stop. Despite losing many of its trees, Outlaw Run is original across the board. 3 points for Outlaw Run. Time Traveler. This mock extreme spinner opened in 2018 as the first of its kind for mock. In my opinion, Time Traveler has the best beginning to any coaster that I've been on, having that vertical drop right out of the station, and spinning while you drop. The rest of the ride is pretty solid. I'm not a big fan of the launch halfway through the ride. It stops for way too long, there's no theming or anything going on to justify that long pause. And the launch itself is a typical mock launch, more like a gentle push. That's really my only critique about the ride. The rest of the ride I really love. This was the first of its kind to open, but I'm only going to give it a half bonus point for that, since the mock extreme spinner isn't necessarily an impactful model in the industry. There's only 2 operating right now, a third opening in 2026. Maybe later down the road, if this becomes a more prominent model in the amusement industry, I could consider giving it a full point, but for now, a bonus half point. On top of this bonus half point, Time Traveler is also original all around, 3.5 points for Time Traveler. Speaking of traveling in time, the last coaster on this list is sort of also the first, Fire in the Hole. This version of Fire in the Hole opened in 2024, being a modern version of the original. This new version of the ride was built by RMC, and from what I've heard, it's been a massive success. I wouldn't be surprised if Blazing Fury at Dollywood got the same treatment sometime in the near future. Fire in the Hole 2.0, I suppose. Did originally open at the park. It's not a cloned model. As for the name, while it does share the same name as the original version, since it is at the same park and it is honoring the original version, and no other coasters share this name, I think a full point is more than okay here. 3 points for Fire in the Hole 2.0. And that's all the coasters of Silver Dollar City. There were 27 possible points to score. Before the bonus points, Silver Dollar City scored 25 points. Having 1 full bonus point and 2 half bonus points, that brings the park to 27 points. For the first time ever in this series, we have our first score of 100% originality. Let's be real, if any park is going to have a score like this, it has to be Silver Dollar City. After my 2 days at this park in 2021, I said that this was my favorite park of all time outside of Disney and Universal, and to this day, I think that still stands. There's no other park that I've been to that matches the immersiveness of Silver Dollar City. Dollywood comes close, but I feel Silver Dollar City takes it up a few notches. In my 2 days at this park, I know there is so much that I probably missed and just didn't have enough time to do. There are so many little details in this park to take in. The second you step foot into this park, you walk into a completely different world and escape from everyday reality. And I feel that it is pretty much the goal for every amusement park and every theme park. I feel Silver Dollar City achieves this goal and goes above and beyond with it, more so than any other park in the country. Again, outside of Disney and Universal. Silver Dollar City is truly a special park, and it is an absolute must-do park for any coaster enthusiast. Definitely plan to spend at least 2 days at this park to really take in everything that the park has to offer. And that will do it for this episode of Originality Check. Should I keep doing parks with smaller lineups like this, or should I go back to doing some larger lineups in the series? Just let me know in the comments down below. Alright guys, I wrapped the video up here. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next loop.